There are invisible forces shaping your thoughts and emotions every second. In the next few minutes, I will give you the secret map of the Rosicrucians, so you can stop being a puppet of these energies. Have you ever felt impulses within you that don't feel like your own? Thoughts that appear from nowhere, or emotions that pull you off your path? You're not imagining things. The ancient Rosicrucians taught that we are like fish in water, unaware that we are immersed in a spiritual world teeming with influence. Today, we decode this forbidden wisdom. You will discover, first, why your life on earth is a sacred crucifixion. Second, the map of the three cosmic forces competing for your attention: Lucifer, Ahriman, and the Christ impulse. And third, the practical tool to balance them and activate your highest potential. If you are ready to awaken, type in the comments, "I reclaim my power today." To begin, the Rosicrucians saw our incarnation in a radically different way. Imagine your physical body is a black cross, the point where spirit anchors itself into the world of the four elements. At first, this feels like a crucifixion, a limitation for your expansive soul. But this is where the alchemy begins. Your mission is not to escape this cross, but to make 7 luminous roses bloom upon it. These roses are your energy centers, your chakras, when fully activated. The black cross with the 7 red roses is the symbol of the human being who has mastered the physical plane and turned it into a vehicle for the spirit. This isn't about suffering, it's about transforming matter into light. If this idea has already expanded your mind, imagine what's next. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because this is the kind of wisdom that sets us free. Now, this process of blossoming is not an uninterrupted path of peace. It's a silent battlefield within your own soul, a cosmic tug-of-war between two polar forces constantly vying for your attention. One pulls you toward a spiritual light so bright that it blinds, promising you heaven at the cost of abandoning the earth. The other sinks you into the cold, dark density of matter, promising you safety at the cost of forgetting heaven. In a moment, I will reveal their secret names and how they operate silently in your life. The first of these great forces is what the Rosicrucians called the Luciferic. Forget the religious caricature completely. In its origin, Lucifer means light-bringer. This force is the echo of our lost divinity, the impulse toward beauty, art, creativity, and the yearning to transcend. It is the voice of the poet, the mystic, the dreamer. It's the energy that makes you look at the stars and feel a deep nostalgia for a home you don't remember, the memory of unity. It sounds like the essence of the sacred, doesn't it? But its excess is a poison of light. An unbalanced Luciferic influence pulls you into spiritual escapism. It's the urge to meditate all day to avoid difficult conversations and the messiness of human life. It makes you an addict of peak experiences, seeking the next retreat, the next ceremony, the next hit of ecstasy to abandon the world instead of transforming it. And here is its most dangerous trap: Luciferic inflation. It whispers to you that you are special, more advanced, more pure than others. It makes you despise the body, money, politics, all of earthly life, as if it were a dirty illusion you must transcend. It's a false light that shines but gives no warmth. Its ultimate goal is not to destroy you, but to convince you to abort your mission on earth, to escape the cross of matter instead of making your roses bloom upon it. Being honest with yourself, in what area of your life do you use spirituality to escape rather than to integrate? Share your reflection in the comments. At the opposite end of the spectrum, we have the Ahrimanic force, the spirit of gravity that compacts, freezes, and hardens everything. Ahriman is the lord of matter, the voice that whispers that only what you can touch, measure, and quantify exists. His influence is not simple materialism. He is the architect of soulless artificial intelligence, the brain behind the transhumanism that seeks to improve the human by editing out its unpredictable spirit. Ahriman is the force that turns life into an algorithm, relationships into transactions, and your body into a biological machine in an accidental universe. His temptation is the most seductive of all. He offers you total safety, comfort, and control in exchange for your spiritual freedom. He tells you your dreams are irrelevant, that the only reality is survival and the accumulation of data. His ultimate goal is the petrification of the human soul, to create a world so dense, so controlled, and so predictable that spiritual consciousness can no longer be born into it. It is the victory of the data prison over the free spirit. So, how do we navigate between the fire that consumes us and the ice that freezes us? This is where the third force, the Master's path, comes in, the Christic impulse. This is not an exclusively religious concept. It is the most radical principle of balance in the universe. The Christic impulse is the force of the center, the capacity to love the incarnation. It is the courage to be fully in the world without being devoured by it. It is the supreme alchemy that says, yes, to life, taking the visionary light of Lucifer, your spiritual longing, and anchoring it with purpose into the solid earth of Ahriman, your practical, material life. It is love and freedom in perfect, dynamic balance. The inner Christ is your internal compass, the alchemist who understands that spirit needs matter to manifest, and matter needs spirit so it does not die. It doesn't choose a side, it stands in the tension of the opposites, turning that friction into the engine of evolution. Your life, with all its challenges and contradictions, is not a mistake to be escaped nor a prison to be hardened. It is the alchemical furnace where you have the power and the responsibility to forge the balance. Which of these two extreme forces, escapist light or dense materialism, do you feel has more influence in your life right now? Knowledge gives you the map, but practice makes you the traveler who conquers the territory. The Rosicrucians knew that true transformation doesn't happen in the mind, but in the arena of daily life. To activate that center of balance, that inner throne of the heart where the Master resides, they developed a sacred art, the 6 essential exercises. Don't see them as chores, but as the 6 acts of a daily alchemy, the 6 strings you must tune for the melody of your soul to resonate with the cosmos. Each one is designed to awaken and unfold, one by one, the sacred petals of your heart lotus. Let's begin cultivating your inner garden right now. 1. The mastery of thought. Your mind, in its untrained state, is not your own. It is a battlefield, a wild jungle ruled by the ghosts of the past and the anxieties of the future. It is the perfect ecosystem for the reactive impulses Ahriman loves, because a chaotic mind is a predictable, and therefore controllable, mind. The first, most fundamental practice is to enter that jungle, not to fight and add more violence, but to become the silent watcher. For 5 minutes, observe the chaotic torrent of your thoughts without drowning in it. Don't correct them, don't cling to them, don't identify with them. Simply see them as fleeting phantoms in the theater of your mind, like clouds passing in the infinite sky of your consciousness. This is the first act of true sovereignty, differentiating yourself from the program. Once you have created this space of silence, this calm center in the eye of the storm, you exercise your real power. You deliberately choose a single, elevated, constructive thought, a thought of gratitude, of beauty, of courage, and you hold it. Why is this so crucial? Because herein lies one of the deepest secrets of Rosicrucian alchemy. A thought is not an ethereal thing, it is an energetic, geometric form. It is a vibration you emit that structures the invisible space around you. Think of it this way: a thought of fear, judgment, or resentment vibrates with an inharmonious frequency. It creates a chaotic, spiky, and unstable form in your energy field. Conversely, a thought of unconditional love, deep gratitude, or serene courage creates a perfect, symmetrical, crystalline geometric form, like a mandala or a snowflake. This structure is not passive, it is a magnet. It becomes the invisible scaffolding of your aura that, by the law of resonance, attracts people, events, and circumstances from the universe that vibrate at that same geometric frequency. By deliberately holding an elevated thought, you are not just thinking positive. You are acting as a master architect. You are consciously building the energetic structure of your future reality. Every second you hold that thought of courage, You are crystallizing that energy into your being, making yourself magnetically more aligned with situations where your courage can manifest and be rewarded. This is true mastery. You cease to be a slave to the mental jungle and crown yourself the sovereign architect of your inner kingdom, consciously designing the temple in which your soul wishes to dwell. 2. The forging of the will. The Luciferic influence seduces us with the intoxication of possibility. It tempts us with spiritual visions so vast and glorious that we become paralyzed in an ecstasy of infinite potential, never grounding a single one of those visions into reality. It is the dreamer's paralysis, the ecstasy of someday. To counteract this ethereal poison, you must forge the steel of your will in the fire of earthly action. Choose one small action, an almost insignificant gesture, and commit to performing it at the same time, every single day without fail. It must be something so simple that your ego cannot negotiate or find excuses. It could be as mundane as placing your shoes in perfect order before sleep. The action itself is the symbol. The power resides in the act of keeping your word to yourself. What happens on an energetic level when you do this? Understand this. Every time you state an intention and fail to follow through, you create a fissure in your energy field. You dissipate your power. You become like a light bulb emitting a dim, diffuse glow in all directions. But when you honor that small, sacred decree with yourself, day after day, the magic happens. You heal those fissures. You create coherence. Your energy ceases to be a light bulb and begins to transform into a laser of intention, a focused, potent beam of light capable of piercing the density of matter. You are literally building a sacred bridge between the non-physical world of your ideas and the physical world of manifestation. Each time you follow through, you demonstrate to your own higher self, to the universe itself, that you are a reliable channel. You are sending an unmistakable signal that says, "I am ready. I can be trusted with more creative energy because I will not waste it on broken dreams." You become a trustworthy partner in creation, a being capable of taking the impulse of the spirit and anchoring it firmly into the bedrock of reality. 3. The mastery of feeling. This exercise is not about suppression or denial. That would be falling into the Ahrimanic trap which seeks to freeze the soul. Nor is it about forced positivity. That is the deception of Lucifer who fears the shadow. This is emotional intelligence at a soul level, the art of turning poison into medicine. Understand that your emotions are not you. They are information. They are energy in motion, waves that arise from the depths of your being to deliver a message. Anger speaks to you of a boundary that has been crossed. Sadness speaks to you of a loss that needs to be honored. Fear speaks to you of something you value and do not want to lose. They are messengers, not the final message. The practice is to learn to receive the messenger without becoming the messenger. It's the art of surfing these energetic waves without being dragged into the depths of unconscious reaction. When you feel the burning tide of anger, the dense fog of sadness, or the paralyzing chill of fear, your first act of mastery is to breathe. With that breath, create a space. Allow yourself to feel the raw energy in your body, the heat in your chest, the lump in your throat, the tension in your shoulders, but separate that physical sensation from the mental story your ego tries to weave around it. This is where the crucial battle is fought. Lucifer will whisper for you to escape the pain, to ignore it, to rise above it in a false transcendence. Ahriman, on the other hand, will invite you to wallow in it, to identify with the victim story, to solidify that emotion until it becomes the cornerstone of your identity. The master's path, the Christic impulse, is to do something radically different. Stay present. Become the serene captain in the midst of the storm, observing the emotional weather but never forgetting that you steer the ship. By consciously cultivating this calm equanimity, this space of unwavering presence, you allow the emotion to fulfill its purpose, to deliver its information and then dissolve. In doing this, you become an alchemist. You transform reactive energy into conscious wisdom. You cease to be a leaf at the mercy of the wind of your passions and become the master of your inner weather, capable of navigating any sea, not because you avoid the storms, but because you have remembered that you are the ocean, not the wave. 4. The alchemy of positivity. This is perhaps the most powerful exercise, and therefore the most dangerous if misunderstood. This is not blind optimism. It is not the toxic positivity of the Luciferic influence, which urges you to float above reality and deny the shadow. This is the alchemy of perception, a spiritual science of the highest order. To understand it, you must grasp a fundamental law of the universe. Reality is not something that happens to you, it is something that resonates with you. The universe operates by vibrational resonance. This exercise, therefore, is the art of becoming the master tuner of your own frequency. Here is where the three forces come into play on the battlefield of your perception. The Ahrimanic gaze is that of the cosmic cynic, the spirit of entropic gravity. When Ahriman looks at the world, he sees lead and calls it lead. He sees the flaw, the mistake, the decay, the proof that all is meaningless matter. He reduces life to its lowest components and celebrates the rot as matter's final victory over spirit. The Luciferic gaze, on the other hand, is that of the spiritual escapist. It floats above reality, refusing to see the lead. It wants to see only abstract light, pure ideas, ignoring the messy, painful reality of incarnation. It's a fragile positivity that shatters at the first contact with real suffering. The Christic impulse teaches you to do something radically different, the gaze of the alchemist. It does not deny the decay of the dead dog, but it deliberately chooses to seek out the trace of divine perfection hidden even in the decay. What beautiful teeth it had! This act is not a simple positive thought, it is an energetic transmutation. By focusing your consciousness on the spark of gold within the lead, you are not ignoring the lead. You are using it as the catalyst to amplify the gold. You are, quite literally, changing the vibrational signature of that situation within your own energy field. Train yourself to do this actively. In every challenge, in every difficult person, in every apparent failure, ask yourself the alchemist's question, where is the gold here? By doing this, you recalibrate your energy field. You cease to be a passive victim of circumstances, a mere receiver of objective reality. You become the conscious artist who does not just paint on a canvas they are given, but who weaves the very canvas itself with the threads of their attention. You magnetically attract a reality that must, by universal law, mirror the frequency you have consciously chosen to radiate. 5. The wisdom of openness. This exercise is the direct antidote to the most petrifying force in the cosmos, the Ahrimanic influence. The ego, that feeling of a separate, solid I, is Ahriman's masterpiece within us. It feeds on certainty, it is strengthened by judgment, and it entrenches itself in the prison of being right. Every time you say, this is how it is, this is who I am, that is who they are, you are adding another brick to the wall of your cell. Ahriman's goal is to make that prison so solid that you forget there is a heaven of infinite possibilities outside. The soul, in contrast, breathes in the freedom of openness. This exercise invites you to practice radical openness as an act of spiritual courage. Listen to the opinions of others, especially those that make you uncomfortable, those that activate your defenses, with a genuine intention to understand. This is not about agreeing, it is about being willing to see the world through another's eyes, even for a moment. Consider this, every person who crosses your path and every experience you have, pleasant or painful, is a divine messenger, a perfectly disguised master sent by the universe to deliver the exact puzzle piece you need for your evolution. The person who irritates you the most is, in reality, a guru who has come to show you exactly where your ego is most fragile. The challenge that feels insurmountable is a custom-designed initiation for you to discover a strength in yourself you didn't know you had. Why is this so revolutionary? Because in practicing openness, you are performing an alchemical operation of the highest magnitude. You are dissolving the illusion of separation. You stop seeing the world as a battlefield between you and them, between good and bad. You begin to perceive reality as a holographic mirror. You recognize that the entire universe is conspiring to awaken you, and that every interaction, every word, every challenge, is a secret key that points directly to your next step. By opening up, you don't become weaker, you become vaster. You expand beyond the limits of your small ego and become the conscious space in which the universe can reveal itself. 6. The Symphony of Harmony. This is not simply one more exercise. It is the art of the sacred harvester, the master's touch that turns the day's experiences into soul food. Without this step, the other 5 are just seeds scattered to the wind. Think of your day as a complex symphony. Every thought, every action, every feeling is a note played by a different instrument. If you don't consciously stop to listen, what's left at the end of the day is not a melody, but chaotic noise. It is in this chaos that the forces of Lucifer and Ahriman feed, because an unexamined life is a life ruled by extremes. At the end of each day, in the silence, become the conductor of your being. Do not sit on the judge's bench, but on the master's podium. Take a moment to listen to the full symphony of your day. And ask yourself, not with criticism, but with the curiosity of an artist: how did the instrument sound? Thought: was it a clear, focused instrument, creating melodies of beauty and purpose? Or was it scattered noise, lost in the ungrounded fantasies of Lucifer? Will: was it firm and decisive, a steady rhythm that anchored the symphony in reality? Or did it become rigid and soulless, a mechanical drumming of Ahrimanic discipline? Feeling: did it flow like a serene river, adding depth and color? Or did it overflow into chaotic drama or freeze into apathy? This act of review is not one of judgment, it is an act of Christic discernment. It's not about punishing yourself for the dissonant notes, but about fine-tuning your instrument for tomorrow. It is the sacred moment where you consciously integrate the lessons, rebalance the energies, and ensure that no single force, neither escapist light nor materialistic darkness, has hijacked the course of your day. And here lies the true mind-blowing secret. In doing this, you are metabolizing experience into consciousness. You are taking the raw data of your life, the chaos, the joy, the pain, the boredom, and consciously transmuting it into the eternal substance of your soul. You are weaving the loose threads of the day into the tapestry of your evolution. It is in this conscious, daily integration that the real power to open the heart lotus resides. You cease to be a random product of your days and become the conscious creator of your being, deliberately walking the middle path, the path of the master. Practicing this daily is not a routine, it is a sacred art. It is the conscious act of building, brick by brick, the temple of your heart. It makes you the central, conscious sun of your own inner universe, around which your thoughts, your actions, and your feelings revolve in perfect order. Today, you have received a map. You are no longer a fish swimming blindly in the water. Now, you can see the currents. You recognize the Luciferic impulse that tempts you to escape and the Ahrimanic impulse that seeks to trap you in matter. And most importantly, you know the Christic force within you, your capacity to hold the balance and walk the middle path, the path of love and freedom. What I have revealed to you is only the entrance to the temple. The deepest secrets still await. In this playlist, I have gathered the archive of teachings that have been veiled for centuries, each one designed to pull back another layer of reality. If you are one who is not satisfied with the surface, your place is here. Click on this screen and dare to continue the descent into the truth.